Meal production records, all staff training, staff development. Production records to be used: K-8 or 9-12 lunch, K-12 breakfast, early college breakfast and lunch, field trip.
Meal production records tell the story of what really happened that day in the kitchen. Staff preparing the food must be accurate with reporting what they did. Do not make things up. MPRs must be printed before meal service and be available to all staff prepping items to be served that day. Staff is to record in real time what really happened. If an item is planned and you do not prepare any of it, then show a 0 and write in what really occurred on the cover page and body of the MPR. Meal production record is the legal document that justifies the meal claimed met the meal pattern requirements. During a review, financial reclaims may occur due to missing MPR or inaccurate documentation.
Why are production records important? They are a legal document that is required by USDA for reimbursement. They tell a story of food production for the day. They are a method of tracking time and temperature of foods. They calculate the food amounts to prepare. They give you allergen information about the foods you serve. Meal production records. Allergens for the menu item can be found on the meal production records. Staff should reference Google Doc recipes or cases for allergens for specific items. Check emails for sub-menu items and allergens. Let Katie know if anything on MPR, recipe, and allergen Google Doc do not match. No allergens for a la carte snacks offered. Cashiers, servers, and management should review allergens before each meal service and record on countdown form for quick lunch. Meal production records. They are an accurate recording of what is available by staff preparing and backing up daily. Column 14, this is the quantity available. This is a major area that all need to strengthen. What is available must be recorded in pounds, cans, or each. This is not optional. It must be provided. PCS School Nutrition would like the number of servings included in column 14 to determine if the staff has a clear understanding of how many possible servings are in the pound/can. If anything is omitted, omit the servings and provide cans and pounds. Column 15, this is other non-reimbursable servings, such as a la carte, catered meals outside of PCS, school food, school employee meals, purchases by students and staff. For accurate reporting, we must plan these portions as well. When planning non-reimbursable as well as reimbursable, this total will show in column 11C. Column 16 provides an accurate count of leftovers. This is the responsibility of the whole SN team involved in preparing the meals and recording leftovers and temps of leftovers. Must show temperatures for all leftovers, even if they will be discarded and even if there is only one left to be discarded. Specific hot and cold foods following TPHC do not have to record temperatures. These foods follow time and cannot be kept as leftovers. This is a required record and tells the story of what happened on the production day and if enough food was available in the correct proportions and subgroups to justify the number of reimbursable meals claimed. You must meet subgroups for any subbed items. MPR indicates the subgroup for each item on the menu. Recording milk. Option 1. This is the preferred method. Count all milk in the cafeteria, including milk found in the refrigerators, walk-in coolers, and milk boxes. Option 2. Only count the milk in the box during meal period. Adjust if you have to add more during lunch. What if there is a delivery during the meal service? If using Option 1, the milk is counted as total available. If you know you will receive a delivery during meal service, it is recommended to record milk on hand plus what is received in column 13 and then add all together for total available in column 14. At the end of the meal, all milk is counted to determine the amount left. If using Option 2, the milk delivered is not counted as total available. You elect to only count milk in the milk cooler as what is to be used and available and adjust this count if you have to add more milk during the service. At the end of meal service, only the milk in the milk cooler is counted and the amount left. When milk is delivered, you should check the temperature when it is brought into the kitchen from the truck. Record the time and temp of the milk on the NPR. A place on the cover page has been added for recording this information. The temp of milk should be 41 degrees. If the milk is out of temp, which would be above 41 degrees, then refuse this milk. Contact the school nutrition procurement specialist, which is Judy, and track by counting any trays served that do not have a choice of mate. Weigh and measure for accuracy. Examples. Measure the correct amount of cheese using the scale that the recipe requires. Weigh noodles and cheese for spaghetti. Recipes. These include a recipe number, a recipe name, HACCP process, the number of portions the recipe yields, the size of portion, contributions to the meal pattern, which are the components, allergens, which need to be reviewed before meal service and make sure they match the meal production record, ingredients, measurements, and instructions. Always read through the recipe, gather supplies, and verify you have everything you need for a recipe. Make sure the recipe is in a reasonable proportion. Do not print another with correct portions. Pay attention to critical control points, pan size, if any identified, or portion cup, clamshell to use, scoop or spoodle to use. Spaghetti recipe. Staff preparing many times place spaghetti in a 4-inch deep pan, but the 2-inch deep pan presentation is better, and when scooping out student portions, it provides proper portion of meat, cheese, and noodles. Staff has the tendency to use the full 5 pounds of cheese, but the recipe is for 4 pounds of cheddar and 4 pounds of mozzarella. Adding more cheese changes the recipe in nutrient analysis. You may only use 8 pounds total of one cheese if one is not available, but don't add more. New this year, adding noodles to sauce mix in the braising pan. Recipes should be printed daily for staff in the portion size planned. Staff should not have to calculate recipes. Utilize the NutriKid recipe sizing tool. Use measuring cups and scales when recipes say weigh and measure. For fruits and vegetables, use correct portion and ensure it is a level scoop or spoodle. Use appropriate container if pre-portioned, such as a 5.5 ounce cup, a 1 pound bowl, an 8 ounce black bowl, 12 ounce bowl, clamshell, etc.